Hey folks, welcome back. Hope you're doing well out there. So another short video here today where I want to just make an incredibly key point. This is one of the essential frames to the whole thing I want to show you about how to self-heal, how to repair your attachment system, how to really get in there and create the nourishing, healing, safe-making, peacemaking, transformative well-being that you're seeking, right? If you're probably watching my content. So here's the important thing that I really want you to wrap your head around. There is such a thing as self-relationship, right? So that's it. That's the point. That's the message. There is such a thing as self-relationship. So let me unpack that a little bit here. I'll be brief. So a lot of people, I think, have a blind spot to this idea of self-relationship. It sounds like an abstraction. It sounds like a weird concept that may or may not be true or accurate. A lot of people probably just go through life feeling like, well, I'm just me. And how can I have a self-relationship? I'm just being me, right? I'm just doing me. To which I would say, you probably have opinions about yourself, right? You probably have beliefs about yourself. You probably have perspectives about yourself. Positive or negative, or neutral, or nuanced and complex, which is more likely the case. You probably have a whole set of thoughts and opinions about you, right? Or about different sides of yourself, or about different parts of your personal history, etc., right? The fact that you can have an opinion about yourself or a thought about yourself indicates that there is a self-relationship present. So there is a you relating to you, right? One way that I sometimes describe this, because it can be a little confusing for people, is that, I can be, aware of my finger, right? My finger is part of me. My finger is me, right? But my finger is also a subset of me. It's not all of me, right? And in the same way, I can be aware of certain aspects of myself, right? But coming from my wholeness as I'm aware of these aspects of myself, right? And this self-relationship is, from my point of view, a massive blind spot in our culture, a thing that sometimes we don't believe exists, right? Which is why I'm making this video, because in order for you to really heal, you've got to start to look at this self-relationship, right? What I found is that this self-relationship is a major place where we can injure ourselves and keep repetitively re-traumatizing ourselves and re-injuring ourselves over and over and over, and have it be an absolute blind spot. And I think for a lot of people, that's how they live their lives all the time, right? For others of us, this can be a source of profound strength and well-being. And it's all in how we relate to ourselves. So consider that you do have a self-relationship. It is a real thing. And that this might be the major domain where you have leverage, where you have control, where you can change things and rewrite things that will profoundly and positively impact your mental health, your emotional health, your sense of safety in your own skin, your satisfaction in life, right? So I would suggest, before you get into processing relationships with other people and your personal history and your past and traumatic events and all of that, the first thing we want to have right, the first thing we want to have going for us is our self-relationship. This is not a negotiable, that this is not something to dismiss or kind of let slide by or ignore or, be really toxic with ourselves about and then normalize that. None of that really works from what I found. It's just, beyond like any stronger words I might have to say about that, just fundamentally, that doesn't work well for people. It's what we see over and over and over. So I would encourage you to just consider that you do have a self-relationship, and that it's important to become mindful about this self-relationship and make it really good, make it right. And this is one of the key things I want to teach you as a major self-healing tool. Let's think of it this way. You don't have to like the idea of self-relationship, but consider that your self-relationship is, in and of itself, a profound healing tool. If you want to think of it in terms of therapy, it could be a therapeutic tool. And if you get your self-relationship right, that can be absolutely profoundly healing and transformative. And I know that from my own personal experience here, so I can share about my own experience with that. I know that from seeing client after client have radical turnarounds as they really start to integrate this. Again, for a lot of people, this is a blind spot. This is something that they're skeptical about or leery of or don't want to lean into, or they want to kind of make excuses for the toxic ways that they relate to themselves. What I would encourage you is to think about is that your self-relationship is so much easier to correct than how other people treat you, for example, or just all the external stuff. A lot of times when we're kind of wounded, we want to try to control the externals, either how we appear in the world, right, or how other people relate to us, or how other people think about us, or our kind of level of status, or our value, right? We try to correct those things, the externals first, hoping that that's going to help us feel right inside when we do, right? But what I found is it's actually the other way around, right? That when you correct how you feel inside, what flows out of you is balanced and right and healthy, and that sends these signals out to the world that gets a different set of responses. But more so than that, you're just no longer in this codependent frame of trying to manipulate others' perception of you in order to feel okay. You just feel okay, right? So why don't we just take care of it at the root rather than kind of be 2 or 3 steps down the path trying to fix things there, right? So self-relationship is huge. It's a topic I'm going to be talking a lot about. I'm making a course about it. It's coming out soon. The technology I've been discovering around this is absolutely game-changing in my personal opinion. So I want to just put this out there for you and get you thinking about this, because again, a lot of people have a blind spot here. They don't even think they have a self-relationship. You do have a self-relationship. And it's time, if you haven't recognized that, to begin to notice that, begin to consider how the tone, the quality of your self-relationship is impacting your mental health, your sense of well-being, your sense of capability, right? What you're able to do, right? Often what I find is self-relationship massively gets in the way if it's wounded or damaged or, kind of constricted, massively gets in the way of our ability to grow, our ability to level up in life, to do new things, to achieve personal development goals, et cetera, right? So again, I'll be talking about this more. Clearly, this video went longer than I expected because it's a passionate topic for me, and I can obviously get going talking about this, but point made. You have a self-relationship. Please be aware of it, and please consider its implications on your sense of well-being and your mental health. We'll be talking about this a lot more here on the channel, but I just want to kind of drop this message here for you. So much love. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.